Hello world, it's the 10th of April 2016. I haven't posted for quite a few days and I wasn't going to post today because I've got a lot of things going on in my personal life at the moment, but not a big problem, but I'll be back by the end of next week. But I couldn't resist this one. As many of you know, over the last year or two I've been suggesting that with Pluto squaring the Sun of Vladimir Putin and Pluto squaring the Sun of David Cameron, that both of these people in their political positions were on borrowed time. I have no knowledge, I wouldn't want any knowledge, of Vladimir Putin's relationship with his parents, particularly his father, but I do know that he was born with the Sun conjunct Saturn, which is not that giving or tolerant a position. It doesn't normally indicate a healthy, warm and affectionate relationship with male role model imagery. I also know that Vladimir Putin has been heavily caught up in the latest expose of corruption that's emanating from Panama. I also know that so is David Cameron, and that a lot of people are expressing an element of disbelief around the alleged £30,000 that he has said to have benefited from in the past from his father's offshore investments, where if that had another zero or even two zeros on the end, it would probably have been believed a lot more. With Pluto squaring both of their suns still ongoing until the end of this year, I still remain confident that at least one of these, Cameron, if not Putin as well, will not be in office that much longer. And I do not believe that David Cameron will be Prime Minister of the UK for that much longer. Now, this is old history. I've been predicting this for a year or two. And this is classic Pluto squaring the Sun. But then in today's newspapers, particularly in the newspaper of the Daily Telegraph, owned incidentally by the Barclay brothers, tax exiles who don't pay British tax, shame on them. There is the expose of the Archbishop of Canterbury, the highest ranking Protestant churchman in the English Church, in the Church of England, and the expose of how his father is not who he thought he was. Now his mother had a brief one-night alcohol-fuelled stand with someone who actually does turn out to be his father. I think that this newspaper has done themselves a big disservice by publishing this expose in what seems to be an implicit attack upon Justin Welby, because Justin Welby is a thoroughly decent man. His horoscope is rather special. He was born on January the 6th, 1956, same age as me. And he has Pluto conjunct his Sun as we speak. So this revelation, this upsurge of information from the underworld that's coming up around his parentage should come as no surprise to many astrologers. But he was born with the moon in early Scorpio, conjunct Neptune. And he's a genuinely nice guy. Although he was born into privilege and he was educated in a privileged state, he gave up his job as a high-paid oil executive in the mid-80s to become an Anglican priest. He sends his children to state school despite the tragic loss of a child in early, 7 months old. And he's a thoroughly decent man. With Pluto conjunct his Sun, Pluto square Cameron's Sun, Pluto square Putin's Sun, with all the corruption that's going on in the world, I find it interesting that with Pluto squaring Cameron's Sun and Pluto's Sun, that they're both under a great deal of pressure for alleged dirty dealings or dodgy dealings at the financial level. With Pluto conjunct the Archbishop of Canterbury's Sun, the revelations that are coming up are not damaging. In many ways they're complementary. The way he's handling this affair is showing that he's a person of dignity and conscience. I think it's going to do him the world of good, even if I don't necessarily agree with the religion that he professes. To me, this is classic Pluto. Pluto brings things up that are hidden and it reveals them, and in a challenging way it will bring the dirt up and bring things to the surface, but in a positive way it transforms, rebirths and regenerates, and that's what's happening with Welby. Well done, Archbishop of Welby. I don't particularly like your religion, but I've got a great deal of time for you. Good on you, mate. Okay, folks, that's it from me. Catch you in a few days' time. Bye.